Okay, I've really messed up the audio settings, but I think we've got a functional stream. So we're going to run with it. So the plan for today's stream, we're going to be live for just over an hour now, from now, and we're going to be watching some replays between Renegades and NRG, who are actually in the same group for the Winter Major, but I think the only team that Renegades are not scrimming against are Endpoint. I think they're trying to surprise Endpoint by not scrimming them. Hit them with another upset. And as far as I'm aware, NRG never tried to avoid scrimming against who they're playing against in tournaments. Well, I might be wrong in that, but it seems like these two teams, despite the fact that they've been drawn in the same group, are scrimming. Now, one thing that I have to note here is that I don't have one of the replays. Game 2 is missing. We don't have Game 2. Let's get into some replays of NRG versus RNG. Renegades versus NRG. Let's see if the audio is working. Looks good. How's the volume distribution? And just like I tweeted the other day, remember that scrim results don't matter unless your favorite team wins. Then they matter a lot. So just keep that in mind, NRG fans, Renegades fans. If your team loses, it's fine. We've got a list of excuses we could go to, like they weren't trying, jet lag. Clearly Justin is not feeling good today because he's written not really good Justin in his name. So there's so many excuses you could use to justify a loss. Also, it's scrims, so they were obviously practicing new strats. However, if your favorite team wins, then you should have tons of hope that they're going to be brilliant in the Winter Major, maybe even win the whole thing. So let's see how these go. We're 1-0 up for Renegades. Kami getting demoed on spawn. Squishy's actually going for tons of demos there. You've got to wonder, would NRG be happy if Renegades did the same thing? Okay, genuinely, you know, trolling aside, what can we take away from scrims? What can we take away from scrims? In my opinion, we learned at, you know, pre-Fall Major that the OCE teams were off the mark mechanically, and that Furia in particular were right up there mechanically with the North American and European teams, because we saw Renegades, Ground Zero and Furia scrimming some NA teams and EU teams, as well as NA versus EU scrims, and Furia appeared to be on like right up there mechanically, whereas Renegades and Ground Zero were not. Now that's not the full story to how you win an event. It's not the full story of how to do well in a tournament. A lot more comes into it. And yeah, well, it's going to be interesting for me to see if Renegades and also Pioneers, who are the other team from OCE, who are going to make it this time, or who have made it this time. Interesting to see if they're upping the level mechanically, and if they're hanging with the NA and EU teams, and as well as Sandrock, well, the SAM teams, every other team outside of APAC. Can OCE start to close the gap? That's the main thing that we're looking at for OCE. As for NRG, main thing that we're looking for is, will they be practicing the well, I think the main gaps in their play, which is demos and yeah, those bumps as well, physical plays. That's what we're going to be looking for. Are they practicing those things? So tie game there. CJ left alone at the back, didn't get the good 50-50 there against Squishy. Squishy just rolled it right through him. What did Kami just say in chat? Hold on. We're on Kami POV, so there's Kami in chat. Everybody should go follow Kami on Twitch. Just give his name a click. Kami, K-A-M-I-I-R-L. His card side does look pretty cool. Everybody go follow Kami. He streams. He might be doing some bootcamp streams, you never know. They're out super early. Which is another thing that's noteworthy about Renegades, is they're already in the US. I don't think they're in LA, but they're already in the US, and they're already scrimming way before the event starts, and that's going to really help them get over jet lag by the time that the major comes around. So big props to Renegades. They're really giving it their all here, making it as possible that they will do well. He said Detroit. So yeah, that sounds like it's in America, probably. I don't know where that is. It's where is it? Colonia, thanks for the 44-month Prime, and also Strillium1, thanks for the 17-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. It's in Michigan. Ah, okay, Michigan. That's James Bott's home. That's his state. So, what on earth are they doing there? Is the main question. But no, really, if you want to find Michigan, I've been told by James Bott himself, a resident of Michigan, that you just have to look at all of the states and the shapes of the states in America and look for the one that looks like a glove, and that's Michigan. So you can go give that a try, all of you people who don't know where Michigan is. Look for the glove. I think it's at the top near Canada, if I remember correctly. So Renegades, in this first game, don't look like they're mechanically outclassed, which is promising for them. This is the main thing for OCE, is they've got the good vibes. You know, right now it seems like Have Fun Rocket League is one of the best metas for mentality-wise. You've got either Have Fun mentality or Full Win mentality. They both seem to be very effective. I think the OCE teams have got that Have Fun mentality. They've had it top tier Have Fun mentality for a long time. They also have confidence. These guys don't hold back. They don't, they don't start sitting back in net scared just because they think that they're the underdog. They really go for it, and that's what you got to do as the underdog. You've got to go out and try to fight the opponents in the midfield. You're not going to win against a better team if you just let them have all of the space in the world, and that's something that OCE are very good at on LAN as well. They were gunning it against everybody. So those are the two strengths for them, the main strengths, I would say. And the weakness has always been mechanical. And that's the thing that right now, at least in this first game, they seem to be actually holding their own in, from what I can see. And that's not something that was happening in the Fall Major, actually. The Fall Major scrims, well, pre-Fall Major scrims, you could see a clear difference. Like Renegades and Ground Zero were just often getting dusted to the ball, and their touches were nowhere near as consistent as the opponents that they're going up against. And it doesn't look like NRG are playing too badly. I also don't think that NRG are playing, all that great here, but like they're not peaking. But Renegades are actually looking pretty good here. Gotta give them props. Yeah, the Swamp Fears 1's tournament is happening right now. I'm gonna raid him right after I stream for 1 hour. I thought I would, I'm away this weekend. I'm actually leaving in about an hour's time to go away. But so I can't stream any of the Swamp. Fear asked if I wanted to co-stream some of the games. I wasn't available, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have. But what I can do is I can go live for an hour, get my viewers in here, and then we can all go over the raid to support the event like that. As a crew 6-1 RNG and scrims. Who are they? Or what's this? Bensi said he gave up against CRK. Of course he did. Yeah, of course he says that. What was it? Did he lose 3-0 or something? Of course he gave up. Yeah, of course he wasn't trying. Never admit that he just got beaten if he loses there. Oh yeah, Scrub versus Moxie match. Scrub decided he didn't want to do it, so we didn't go through with it after all. So what we're going to do for these games, I've done this before. Oh, well, I did this recently for a YouTube video, and the YouTube audience really liked it. So what we're going to do is the same formula. We're going to watch the whole replay start to finish, then we'll go quickly back and look at the goals one by one. Before we move on to the next replay, we'll look at the goals just briefly, see what's going on, and see why those goals are happening. Trolling as soon as he realized he was outclassed. Classic coping mechanism there. And one thing I'm noticing about Renegades is that they are unpredictable. They're very good at getting ahead of the play and being unpredictable. But oh, hold on a second here. What is going on? Why is that a goal? What? What happened in defense? Wait. So I said I was going to look at all of the goals again at the end. Let's start with this one. Why is this a goal? Oh no. Oh dear, Justin ran out of boost at the worst possible time there. And I think Squishy trusted him to hit it. If you hit the nameplates, people would they genuinely guess plat. Bit of a plat moment there for NRG. Happens to the best of them. Right, let's see the Squishy POV on his goals. So it looks like Cammy went for an air dribble bump on Garrett. Garrett got a good save, and Squishy collects the ball here. Now Fever's running into the back corner to grab boost, and this is an okay play if you can follow up that boost steal with pressure on the ball, which he can't because he's taking it with a wide angle. He's up on the wall here. Not sure if he was scared of being demoed, perhaps. Because sometimes in these positions, you're worried about being demoed, so you drive up on the wall after stealing the boost because somebody's coming at you. But here, yeah, Fever really needed to get a challenge in here, or get close to the ball to help CJ out. Because CJ's in defense, and he has to challenge because Fever's just not going to get there.
Tips for me?
It looks like, oh, Brian's on. Looks like Squishy just countered CJ's challenge very well. So Fever kind of dropping the ball there, leaving CJ alone in defense. Okay, first goal of the game, we had a kickoff from NRG. Did Garrett try and push this to the back corner? I imagine he did. That's where Squishy's headed. Not sure though, because Justin's also cheating. No, he did try and kill it, in fact. Justin hits it to CJ, who knocks it forward. Good positioning here by Cammy. The first goal of the game is essentially just Cammy positioning well. He's over at that back post area. Gets the boost, and then attacks from the far post. Very, very difficult to react to a shot that comes in this early. We'll see Squishy's POV. He's probably not going to be able to see this until it's too late. Yes, Cammy's already up and shooting before Squishy even sees him, so no way that he could have reacted to that one. Okay, let me just bring up this overlay, and then we're going to go to game 3. That was game 1. I don't have game 2, and I've been informed that NRG won game 2. I don't have it though, so here we are in game number 3. Let's watch this one. We'll go on CJ POV for this one. Let's see how CJ's getting on. Laura Clip's got any tips for you? In what avenue? You need to clarify. I mean, tips for tips for coaching, tips for gameplay. It didn't look like the most efficient play by Garrett there. He used a lot of boost in the back wall. I think he could have probably just driven on the back wall. Fox Knives, thanks for 21 month prime as well. Appreciate it, man. And also Poka64. Thank you for the 68 month tier 1. That's all the months. Really appreciate it, man. Oh, how you should beat NRG and Renegades. Of course, you guys are in the same group. Well, versus Renegades, I would say don't underestimate them. Furia lost to them in the fall split because they underestimated Renegades. You shouldn't underestimate these guys, not only because you have to respect all opponents on LAN, but also because they look improved. I'm impressed that Renegades, from what I've seen, have ironed out a lot of the mistakes that they were making. You know, they're cleaner mechanically from what I can see. They're more consistent with their touches. They're also just not jumping for dumb stuff as much. Now they are still jumping for some dumb stuff sometimes, but you know, sometimes doing dumb jumps every now and then isn't bad because you surprise the opponents. So maybe they've hit the sweet spot where they're only dumb a little bit of the time. NRG playing this in their homes? I imagine so. I don't think NRG are boot camping, but Renegades are. Looks like Fever's furthest away from the router because he's got the worst connection. Tactically dumb, exactly. You know, like charging forward for a challenge from a silly position is unpredictable. Notable Job, and thanks for the 17 months prime. Welcome back to the channel, man. Sorry, I looked at my chat and I missed this one. I said I wasn't going to rewind, but let's take a quick rewind because I literally just looked at my notifications briefly. So yeah, just good pass. Fever thought he could get there, could not, and NRG lead by 1. Yeah, for NRG, I think that the best advice I could give you for facing NRG in the group stage is just try I think for Endpoint specifically, it's not really an NRG specific thing. I think for Endpoint, from what I saw, the mistakes that Endpoint were making at the Fall Major were kind of like panicking. There's quite a few panic plays, and if they could just stay calm, that would be the #1 thing, in my opinion. We saw a second goal there because, again, loose touch by Renegades, and it just gets immediately capitalized on by NRG. But look at CJ with the mechanics. Well, saved by Garrett G. CJ getting mechanical in here. He's spinning all over the place. I'll be seeing you at land. We'll have to wait and see. I'm waiting on a visa to come through, but hopefully. Are these replays in ball chasing? No, they're not. They are not. I don't think, at least, and I'm not going to put them up myself. Oh, look at CJ. Okay, we'll come back and watch that one again later, but that was a beautiful first touch. Pre-flip double. Look at him go. The oldest player on LAN. The oldest player of the Winter Major. Hold on. I said I wasn't going to rewind. I'll rewind for goals, but I want to see Justin's demo attempt here. How much did he really go for it? Come on! Come on, Justin! Bump him! What? What is this half-hearted attempt? Absolutely chickened out of it. Absolutely chickened out of the demo. CJ just stared at him. I swear, NRG like pass up on demo opportunities so much. Well, actually, not all of NRG. Garrett, I think Garrett demo's enough, but I swear, like, I was looking at replays of FaZe versus NRG from the Winter Major when NRG reverse swept FaZe, and like so many times I'm wondering why Squishy and Justin don't just go for a demo, and that's in competition. This is a scrim, so maybe they're not looking to practice that, but in competition I see it as well. Oh, Squishy. CJ faked Squishy. Squishy had no idea CJ was planning to miss this. How do you read that guy? You can't read. Nobody can read CJ. I really think NRG, well, namely, I think Justin and Squishy just don't demo enough. But they're good at it. When they actually go for it, they're actually good at it. I don't see why they don't do it more when it's like free. I mean, that one was so free, the one that Justin just drove past. He could have just demoed CJ, or at least bumped him. He's probably thinking, and I know this is definitely what he's thinking. He's thinking, I don't want to take myself out of the game, even if I'm taking CJ out of the game. But it looked like he could have, bumped CJ, and then still continued rotating. He could have still rotated out. He wouldn't have landed inside the net if he went for that bump. It's not great to take yourself out of the game for like a pointless bump, but he wouldn't have been out of the game. Garrett with the force there, forcing CJ to jump. No fake demos by Garrett G there. Squishy hates demos. Yeah, I think NRG as a whole don't really like demo playstyle because they want Rocket League to be all about the clean plays. Oh, hold on, look at Fever. They want Rocket League to be all about like the clean plays, the passing plays, and the stylish plays, but that's not what wins right now. It just isn't. Like the current meta, you can definitely get some flashy goals and clean plays, but hold on, that's open for Kami, and he's missed it. Another classic RNG open net miss. But yeah, you gotta realize that right now, although clean plays and cool looking plays are sometimes good, I think the meta is definitely leaning towards just making a mess of the opponents. Okay, so now Fever dusts Garrett, and we're gonna get a game win for Renegades in game 3. Remember, NRG won the game I don't have, so it's 2-1 overall. Lagged, unfortunate. That is very unfortunate, Kami. Anyway, so we got Kami in the back corner. Looks like Squishy kind of just reacted to the ball that was coming at him here to try and center it to Garrett. Yeah, he just saw the ball coming at him, tried to center it to Garrett, but awkward pass. This is a bit of an awkward one to hit, not an easy pass to hit on the bounce, and he does hit it too close to the goalkeeper, which he couldn't even see where Fever was. I'm thinking Squishy is hoping that Fever's in the net here, and that's why he's passing to Garrett. But infield passing to your third man like this, it's inherently risky, especially if you don't know where the goalkeeper is. So it's a risk. There's an upside because maybe you're going to win the game off it, but not, I think, a risk that you want to take, because you could just as easily be passing to the other team's third man, and both nets are open. You know, it's just a race between these two players. So that's a really big risk there. So let's see what happens for this goal. Hold on. Get back on CJ camera. Who scored this one? Oh yeah, the drop down to Fever. Fever got the bump on Justin before turning around for the ball, so that's a good job. Squishy on the respawn. Yeah, he didn't realize he was immediately needed in the action. Garrett pre-jumped expecting a shot, so good play there by Fever and CJ. Here's the CJ double. Look at that. Look at CJ. Whoo! What a first touch. Actually, one nutty first touch. Oh, Squishy just going for the... I was like, where was Squishy in this? That's where he is. Yeah, maybe not the best time to go for a demo. You know, I do stand by what I said. I don't think they go for enough demos in positions where they should be going for them, but that's not an example of a demo that I think you should be going for, personally. Okay, let's just go to the next game, because I remember the other two goals. They're just clean beats, just NRG beating Renegades to the ball. Alright, let's go in Fever POV here for this one. Dapalu QQ, thanks to the 13-month tier 1, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, that demo by Squishy. Hold on, what just happened? Why is this a goal? That demo by Squishy, demo attempt by Squishy was a ranked play where you're just like, you're defending and your teammate's just off like going for demos for no reason. Okay, wait, I need to see the cheat here. So pretty like average cheat for Garrett. Oh, come on, Garrett, you gotta hit the ball there. You gotta hit the ball. A ones main would know that he's gotta hit the ball. You can see CJ. CJ's right on him. You've got to just hit this. You can't leave this and hope that CJ thinks you're gonna hit it. But yeah, Garrett, what he's doing here is he's hoping CJ will think that he's gonna hit this ball and therefore leave, and then he can just not hit the ball, get the boost, and Squishy's got the ball for free. But what Garrett forgets is that CJ doesn't give a monkey's what Garrett's doing. He just sees the ball and he's like, cool. Nice. Also, it was kind of obvious that Garrett wasn't going to go for this from quite early on CJ's view, so he just took the goal. 187, thanks to the 4-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel to you. But you know, Garrett's position there was what you want to be doing when you're cheating and the ball goes when you're cheating on a kickoff and the ball goes towards the other player. It is not correct to just flip away from the play. Some of you might remember we were watching, I think it was Envy versus someone in one of the Winter Major Regionals, Winter Regionals for NA. Ooh, nice ceiling double there by Justin. Let's take another look at this actually right now, because I mean this is just a mechanical play, nothing really to analyze beyond that. 50-50, well, it looked like a 50-50. Fever gets a clean touch. Justin, beautiful. Just beautiful double. Yeah, like I was saying, you want to pressure the ball. If you cheat on kickoff and it doesn't go your way, like you still have to pressure the ball. You don't want to just flip away and grab boost and leave your goalkeeper in a 1v1. There was a good example of Dries not doing that. Hold on a second. That was a massive dunk. Hold on. Squishy going for a slow play off the ceiling, gets dunked, and it goes straight towards CJ, who I think dunked it in. Wait, let's see. Yes! Lovely, lovely stuff. Just a bit too slow there on the ceiling by Squishy, asking to get rushed. Yeah, I heard that, Kami, I heard that Renegades are going to be doing a little tournament with some bubble teams in NA. Is that true? You guys are mad, but it just shows the Renegades, the boys, they don't really care. They're playing against everybody, all opponents. Some noobs or something, I don't know what's going on. I was looking at this thinking, like, what is in it for Renegades? They're playing against some NA bubble teams. If they win, everybody will be like, well, why didn't they win, but more convincingly? And if they lose, like, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation, but I don't think Renegades care. They're just taking on all opponents. Beaver with a nice little drive-by on Justin there. Justin saw it coming. RNG should obliterate NA bubble teams. But depends what you consider bubble, because in my opinion, well, when I think of the NA bubble, I probably have a better team in mind than most people, because for me a bubble team is a team that can't really, they're like almost there. They're almost able to compete with the teams who are competing with the best teams. It's like you've got your top teams in a region, then you've got the next best teams who are consistently there competing with them. Then you've got bubble teams who are like sometimes there, sometimes not. So like Vibrants are a pretty good option, or a pretty good example. See, nice little ball chase there by CJ, just hoping that the defender would back off on Fever's play, which is exactly what happened. A bit too much space, so I think we'll go back and look at that goal again at the end of the game. Accelerate, yeah, that's another team. Teams like Gentlemen, teams like Randoms, you know, that's bubble teams for me. Yeah, even teams like Shopify, that's probably like between the bubble and consistent teams. 'Cause I wouldn't say that they're consistent yet. They're probably still like on the upper end of the bubble for NA. So it just depends what you mean when you say when you say Renegades should be smashing NA bubble. It depends what you mean by where do you think the NA bubble starts? Where do you think it finishes? Am I going to be casting any of the Swamp playoffs? I am not. I'm going to be away. I am just live to stream these replays, and then I'm going to raid Fear, and then I'm going to go. So I can't. I'm not going to be here this weekend at all to stream any of the matches. But I still want to support the event in some way. Not to Copium, but NRG aren't giving 100 here. Okay, interesting. What do you think in particular? And I'm not roasting you here. I'm genuinely curious. This is open to anyone in chat to answer. What in particular do you think NRG have done differently? If you think they're holding back, what are you seeing that's different from usual NRG? Because you might be right. You probably are right in some ways. NRG are not fully leaned in focused for a scrim compared to competition. But what are you seeing that you notice is different from when they usually play? Just would be a mark of they're serious. Squishy won't be going for these unnecessary bumps. No, the one in the last game. Maybe. Scoring less, yep. That's true, they are scoring less. Not focusing on individual skill anymore. I don't know, I feel like from what I've seen in these games, it's not like NRG have sandbagged. It doesn't look like they're sandbagging, it looks like they're playing Rocket League. Now I said I would go back and look at this last goal because this is an interesting one. I think it's a pretty interesting position. Yeah, Squishy just gets caught by Cammy with a bump because you'd think, looking at this, that okay, Squishy's moving up into the middle in case Justin hits this up into the ceiling and it centers, because then Squishy would be in a perfect place to follow up. And Garrett is turning away because there's not really a lot that he can immediately follow up on in this position. Squishy's already got the center covered. So this is good from NRG. As soon as it goes the other way, now it's bad news because Squishy gets bumped. He wasn't paying attention to where Cammy was this whole time. So Cammy's landed behind Squishy. Now this entire time Squishy should be thinking, where's Cammy? He should be checking, where's Cammy? Is he behind me? Is he following me? Is he chasing me? He could be. Like, Cammy could be just gunning for Squishy as we speak, which he is, you know? Like, we've not really looked to see where he is. Squishy didn't know if Cammy's on the back left or in the back right, which direction should he be trying to dodge from, and then he just gets bumped and Garrett's alone at the back. So definitely a bit of a lack of awareness there, and looks like Garrett ended up boost starved. So he wanted a 50, didn't get it. A little bit wasteful from Garrett in the boost here. He's got 54. I mean, he's just used 20 on the landing to accelerate so that he can then flip away to mid. But there isn't any boost here. He's even trying to wait for it to spawn, but it doesn't spawn. Now it spawned, so it wasn't even up for a while. So I think Garrett, you know, he could have been on like 50 boost somewhere in the middle of the pitch right now. Instead, he's on 1 boost in the back corner because he tried to YOLO for a mid boost that he didn't know the respawn time on. So this is definitely his own fault that he's in a position that he can't challenge from. I mean, he didn't need to. Like, think about it here. Like, he could stop now. He could stop boosting now because 28. Like, what is he boosting for? You know, you could just have a 28 boost, grab a small pad, grab another small pad, then another small pad, and then he's fine. He's on great boost. So that was definitely very wasteful by the general. Justin's trying to get that ball to pop up into the ceiling, maybe curve center, but it goes backwards. And yeah, just a little bit of a combination of Garrett not being very efficient and Squishy not keeping an eye on where Cammy is, because he knew Cammy was upfield, but he just didn't pay attention to where he was, got bumped. A bit careless. Then CJ just comes in for the finish. Garrett with 1 boost or something, not able to keep him out. Were there any other goals in this game that we wanted to take a look at? I don't remember if there was. Oh, we already looked at that one. I think we already looked at the one before this. Yeah, we did. Okay, so we've already looked at the goals in this game. That actually reminded me, though, before we get into game number 5, so Renegades have won 3 now. NRG won the game that I don't have. I think there was one thing that I wanted to talk about in this first game, but I got distracted when it happened. So let me just go back to the first game, see if I can find this moment before we go on to game number 5. Isn't NRG notorious for playing bad in scrims? I've got no idea, to be honest. I don't know. So we're on Justin POV, watching double time. I mean, I don't really know about NRG scrims. I don't really watch a lot of other scrims, but I can tell you that Renegades look a lot better mechanically than they did in the prep for EU, which is impressive because they've just arrived in North America the other day, and I think, yeah, they're gonna need a lot more time to catch up on jet lag, you know. So yeah, it's impressive that they look this good this early. Remember the commandments? Well, in the first game we saw like NRG going for a bunch of demos at some random times. I think with NRG you've got 2 players, Garrett, Squishy and Justin, who prefer to shadow most challenges. They prefer to shadow most defensive positions rather than go in. I think Justin had just got stuck on the wall or something here. Let's see. He tried to... Yeah, I think he tried to flip off, but when he's jumping, because his car's on the curve, he just ends up getting stuck to the wall. I'm trying to find this this Justin fake challenge. Where was it? I got distracted in game 1 when it happened. Holy tears, thanks for the 44-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. Was it really this far into the replay? Is this Ahmad POV? Yeah, this is just Ahmad regular speed actually. This isn't Justin. Slint RL, thanks for the 8-month prime. Welcome back to the channel. How you doing? 2v2 reviews, good stuff. I'm glad you like the 2v2 review. Yeah, Cell, First Killer, and Typical both extremely high rated. Okay, so it was actually an overtime, I guess. I didn't realize it was an overtime. I completely blanked on what time of the game this was at. This is sometimes how I watch replays, by the way, for anyone who's interested. I'll sometimes just watch it at 200% to get through it quickly, because you can still see everything that happens. And then slow down at the key moments. 13 hours to LA, then I had to wait for LA. Oh, you had an 8-hour layover? Okay, I found it. This is a play. I can't believe it was all the way in the... I can't believe it's all the way at the end of this replay. I thought it was in the middle sometime. So 50-50 by Justin with the pre-flip. Now at this moment, we'll go in squishy POV to start this off. He's landing downfield, and from his POV, he's thinking, well, Justin might be able to just beat Cammy here. Looks possible. In which case, Justin will be 1v1 with CJ. So if Squishy's thinking, if I go back post, then he could just pass it to me, and it's an open net. So this is good. This is a good position to be in. Garrett, third man. Now Justin, seeing where Squishy is, and seeing that he can't actually beat CJ to the ball, obviously knows that he can't pass the ball across, which is what Squishy was hoping for. He can't catch up to this. So I want to ask chat, I want to put a quiz to you guys. What is the best play in this position? What should Justin do? He can't reach the ball. It's going to be CJ's ball because it's gone too fast away from him. But what is the best play here? There is definitely a best play here in my opinion. And I think chat's all going to get it. Yeah, you've all got it. Demo or bump, CJ. But I've got another question for you. Should he jump? Should he like predict CJ jumping and jump for the demo? Yes or no? Should he predict CJ jumping and do the same? Or should he not jump? No. So you guys are on fire today. You're right. Justin should go for the demo, and he shouldn't jump because there's a chance that CJ will dodge the demo, and if CJ dodges the demo, it's Justin's job to continue to pressure the ball, either by trying to demo CJ again, or by just challenging from behind, or even sometimes if he can get a position to just take the ball away with a clean touch. Like, he should try and demo here and then loop back around if he misses and go for the ball a second time. That's just simply the play. Now Justin, he pressures the ball in a different way. He tries to fake a challenge, hoping that CJ will panic, pop the ball high, and then Garrett will have a free touch. But as you can see, CJ didn't do that. He actually kept control of the ball. He didn't panic. And now Justin's out of the play, and he's leaving the play. And Squishy doesn't look like he's able to catch up to CJ as well. So, well, yeah, they both flip away. So both Justin and Squishy have left this play. And this is kind of an illustration of the point I was talking about before. You've got two players who don't really like to challenge as much as your average pro. Love this graphic, by the way. Look at that. Look at that demo ball, the demo bubble. But yeah, Squishy and Justin, from what I've seen and what I watch in replays, they don't really like to challenge. They prefer to fake challenge. But in this position, like, look how far down the field CJ got. And if CJ like controlled this better, he would have just had a free shot on net. Because Garrett, the third man, got demoed. Like, it took this long, the entire length of the pitch, for somebody to challenge CJ and actually, stop. CJ doesn't get a goal, but that doesn't mean that what you did was right. CJ controls this a little bit better. He knocked it away from himself here. If he didn't, if CJ actually kept this, he might be able to just take a shot at the top corner here. He didn't actually control it that well. But I think the player who really should be challenging is Justin. Well, he should be demoing. CJ here, he should just drive forward and demo CJ, because if he demos CJ, it's an open net. If he doesn't, he can look back around, demo him again. But after Justin goes for this weird, like, not very convincing fake challenge, Squishy should probably just try and demo CJ or challenge him. He should now go in. Instead, they're both backing off so that Garrett can come in. They both want Garrett to be the one to challenge, clearly, by their positioning. If he even flips away. So they're both waiting for Garrett to turn. And that's just asking for trouble. Like, you shouldn't really... I don't think this is optimal at all. I think it's much better to have your players who are already out of the game be the ones challenging. Let your player who's third man be the one staying in third man. Demos are just cringe, but they're very effective in the part of the game, even if they are cringe. And think about it, they make your opponents cringe. So if they make your opponents cringe, then are they really cringe? Maybe not. Anyway, let's get into the next game now. So that we've looked at 3 games. There's been 4 games played. It's 3-1 to Renegades in game score. And we'll go on Justin POV for this game. Yeah, I reckon it's probably better to lean towards aggression. Oh my, Fever nearly own goals with the redirect after spawning. Yeah, I think it's probably better to lean towards aggression. I don't think NRG are aggressive enough. I think that they're such a talented team, but they play the game on hard mode because they just don't want to challenge that often, or as often as I think they should. They don't want to bump as often as I think they should. This was a mix-up not trying scrim. Buzz likes you, thanks to the 43-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. Hold on, I looked away. So it's just soft clear by Fever. Kami tried to continue it, didn't get there, and center ball gets there in time. Good play by Garrett. Just for fun scrim, yeah. I'm surprised that we see such little kickoff variation. I don't think we've seen a demo kickoff yet. I feel like the demo kickoff is so good. And so many teams just don't do it. They never do it at all. You know, I think this kind of like position where I think NRG get themselves in trouble a little bit when it's Justin or Squishy starting to challenge and they just don't want to. I think it gets NRG in trouble. That's kind of what is happening with FaZe right now as well, because they used to have Illusion on the roster, and every time a Solution is starting to challenge, he'll just challenge. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he's getting outplayed. He's just going to challenge. But now you've got Sypical instead, who's more of that shadowing defensive player, reactive player, very reactive actually, doesn't like challenging at all. And that's not just in RLCS, it's in any time that I've seen Sypical play. I uploaded a 2v2 series, or 2v2 ranked games between Sypical and First Killer the other day. And Sypical just didn't ever want to challenge. He always wanted to shadow every single play. Even if he's already got a teammate behind him, he's like, I don't care, I'm shadowing, and I will make the save. So, yeah, I think it does get teams in trouble. I think it gets FaZe in trouble a lot. First Killer's always been that kind of player. Prefers shadowing than challenging. Prefers fake challenging than actually challenging. Or like running ahead and pressuring. So FaZe, I think, also have a lack of aggression on their team. I don't think that teams like G2 and Space Station have the same difficulty, or V1 for that matter. But NRG and FaZe, the two teams I think are going to have the best performances from North America at the Winter Major, could go even better, I think, if they would just up the aggression with their challenge game. SSG beat you 3-4 today. No, hey, that's not bad. Today, you guys were scrimming already? I didn't think SSG would be awake by now. That's a good try by Justin. Oh, Tuesday. Tuesday. Ah. Tuesday, innit? Pass a little bit behind Garrett G there from Justin, but he's able to get back, cover it. Ooh, okay. Renegades somehow, they get a lot of team pitches. Don't know how much of them are calmed and how much of them just happen instinctively. I think RNG just wants it more. They've never had their shine. NRG's been the best for years and they're bored. You think... Well, Justin not interested in the headlock with CJ there breaking it. So you're telling me that... You're telling me that the player who breaks this head-on collision is the one who doesn't really have any stakes in this scrim, and that this guy is the one who wants it more. Really? CJ was gonna keep that. He was gonna stay there all day, even though there's only 10 seconds left and his team's in attack. He didn't care. You're telling me that Justin doesn't care? He's just he's the one who's breaking this rule 1, rule 2, rule XYZ, whatever you want to call it. Bro Komi Kwan 7, thanks to the brand new Prime. That's some next level copium. I like that. NRG have had their time to shine, therefore they're not even trying in scrims. I wonder where do NRG fans get all the copium from? Because there's so much copium for no reason. It's a scrim, for crying out loud. Why are you coping? It doesn't matter. 4th straight hour scrims. You get rolled 1-6 by the best team in NA. At crew. Who is this? Is this like a CRL team? Oh, it's Vibrance. Okay. Yeah, Vibrance on their day are pretty decent. I didn't realize that they changed to a different org. Alright, let's get into Neo Tokyo. Not that we need to watch it, because obviously NRG win every game in Neo Tokyo. You're not doing 4 hours straight again. Yeah, 4 hours straight seemed like a lot. I always thought that 2 2-hour scrim blocks would be the golden schedule. Hold on, I wasn't paying attention. What happened? Looks like Justin did quite well. Justin just did a good job. Oh, Fever's not got the right idea here at all. Is he trying to... What is he trying to do? I don't know what Fever's trying to do here. So the job of, like I said earlier, I brought this up before, if you're cheating in the kickoff and the ball goes into a position that the other team are going to be able to utilize, is the player who cheated on the kickoff, it's his job to stay on the ball and pressure the ball. Because he's got a teammate behind him who's got enough boost to make a save. But you don't want to just ditch him and put him in an awkward position. Looks like CJ just couldn't get back either. After doing the kickoff. It's like somebody told him, CJ, see how... CJ, see if you can miss every boost pad on your way back to net. CJ's like, right, I'm on it. see how many boost pads you can miss. Say less, bruv. I don't think it was on CJ at all, actually, though. I think Fever just didn't... he didn't touch the ball. He drove away. Wait, what am I on? I was... Yeah, I think I couldn't tell who I was on here. I was trying to switch it up. Do a squishy game, then we'll do a Garrett game. What's the score? Is 3... No. Yeah, 3-2 to Renegades. In games at the moment. I don't have game 2, so we didn't see that one. Or is it 3-3? No. 3-2? 3-2. 3-2. You think it's 3-3? Maybe it is 3-3. Maybe I'm an idiot. I think it's 3-2. I think it is. Yeah, it's 3-2. Because you guys put the maps in the order that they are in RLCS. The Squishy just getting in or he spots opportunities. He's done this a few times where he'll just have faith in his team. He's done this in a couple of games now. He chased Kami into this position in one of the games, and NRG got scored on. The difference is that in this position, it looks like Justin and Garrett both have good control of the situation. So just taking Kami's boost and driving around the field briefly, probably fine. Remember these games played 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Wednesday, yes. It's still, I think, a good look for Renegades compared to the... Well, most of the scrims I saw from Renegades pre-Fall Major, they were getting more outplayed. Yeah, I sourced them illegally through Yummy Cheese Man. We got them through the black market, the black scrim market, the black replay market. Garrett just demo CJ scrim chalked, yeah. That's GG's. Yeah, I think Renegades might actually have more of a shot in the group than I thought. Now, it's going to be kind of weird for some people hearing me change my mind on teams based on scrims when I also say scrim results don't really matter. It's not that the results that I'm looking at. Like, if you told me Renegades lost 8 straight games to NRG, and then I go and look at the games and it looks like Renegades are looking pretty competitive in terms of mechanics, and they're just, you know, losing every game by 1 goal because NRG are playing really well, I would probably think, you know what, this team's looking better than I had expected coming into this event. It's not about the results, it's about looking at the gameplay, looking at how much control do both teams have. Because if you compare this to NRG versus like Vitality at the Fall Major, for example, Vitality in the first game, I don't think they got out of their half for like 2 minutes, and NRG just went up 5-0. You know, there was no control for Vitality at all. Good shot there by Justin, forcing the bad save, follows up with a second goal. So, number one, are Renegades stuck in their half a lot? No, they're able to consistently get out of their half after very short spurts on defense. Do they look like they're getting beaten to the ball a lot? Not really either. I think that both teams have been pretty even when it comes to speed. Have the Renegades touches been effective? I think yes, for the most part. So all those three things, massive improvements from Fall Major scrims that I've seen. I saw a lot of Fall Major scrims for Renegades. Renegades look like they're actually fighting for that midfield, making good decisions, recovering more quickly, making more effective touches. They definitely look like a lot higher level than they were coming into the fall, which is impressive. Yeah, I did obviously bait Twitter with my I'm live tweet today. Hopefully we've got some of you in chat right now. Came over from Twitter, triggered at at the content. That's interesting. You guys see what I'm seeing here. So I saw CJ do this earlier in one of the games as well. So we're half flipping. Well, what Squishy's doing here is he's turning to the right. He's turning to the right, so he turns his car slightly. Then he half flips to the left, and then he turns to the left. But now since he's backwards, left is right. So he's like doing a bit of a zigzag here, in order to grab the boost and be turning back to net. which isn't something he always does. Sometimes Squishy will turn back to net, sometimes he'll turn up the line. I'm starting to realize a lot of pros doing this, and I don't know if this is just a controller thing, or an arrow left thing, or what it is, but you're left-handed, you only half flip left, you're left-handed. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of pros will only half flip in one direction. I think this is a massive weakness. A massive weakness. And I've explained this in my stream before, that there's some positions where you really want to be flipping, or half flipping one particular way. I mean, I can show it again, because I know a visual demonstration will make more sense than words. So in KBM, I'm a KBM player, and KBM half flips are really easy, very smooth. Now, if you're in this position here and you're half flipping, if I half flip to the right, then my wheels are going to land sooner on the wall. But if I half flip to the left, then you're actually just going to, you know, your car is going to get stuck on the wall briefly before your wheels land. So there's like just a straight up advantage to being able to half flip in both directions. And you get the same thing on kickoffs. If you're spawning on this kickoff, if you half flip to this side, you can actually get back to the net more quickly. Whereas if I do it on this side, then it's going to take longer. See how it takes longer to get back because we're half flipping in the wrong direction. Now, like I said, I'm a KBM player. It's very easy to like half flip in both ways in KBM, but you're not only hindering yourself on kickoffs by not being able to half flip in both directions. You're also hindering yourself in many positions, namely when you're close to a wall, because you're going to do stuff like this. You're going to try and half flip, and your car is going to land on the wall upside down instead of like half flipping and landing on the wheels. But I don't know, maybe it's only controller players who can have arrow left and right that are going to be able to do this. Not sure. You don't need to be that quick to net. You prefer turning up field, wait to see how the kickoff goes. I don't know. I don't like turning. I think turning up field is like an inherent risk, and I don't know if the pros outweigh the risk. You know, it's something that does lead to kickoff goals every now and then. I think you can. If it depends, CJ. If your teammate is doing a really close cheat, like this is the kickoff I really don't like. When I see pro teams doing this, like if the guy who spawns in the cheating position is like, you know, if he's here when the kickoff happens, like super close cheat, and then you've also got a guy in the back corner who's like, you know, I'm gonna turn up the line, and he's here. That's just dumb. You know, it's super dumb. But if you've got a guy turning up the line like that, and then you know the guy who's in the cheat position is more like here, then you're probably fine, because he's not gonna be completely out of the game when it goes wrong. So slow cheat is fine with turning up the line, but I see plenty of pro teams, they'll have like their cheating player will be like here when the kickoff happens, and there's no way that you can react. Like the kickoff happens, then before they know it, like the ball's over here and they're here, and then they're like, oh well, that's an open net. Whoops, that's just an open net for CJ to miss, you know, or Cammy to miss. Basically do a double kickoff. It does look like that, yeah. It does look like that. But I just want to highlight. I think pros are not doing a good job, or I don't think they're doing themselves any favors by not knowing how to half flip in both directions, because there's so many positions where it is just useful to have both half flips available because it's quicker. It gets you to where you want to be faster. Okay, let's go on Garrett POV. We've not watched a Garrett game yet. So this is game number 7. It's currently 3-3 game score. NRG on a 2-game win streak coming into this. Yeah, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that even without air roll left and air roll right being bound, you can still half flip in both directions and land on the big boosts from both diagonal spawns. I'm pretty sure you can. Like if you just do, you know, put your joystick to 5 o'clock, backflip, flip cancel, you're going to land on the big boost and turn in towards your net. And then if you do 7 o'clock, you're going to turn in on your net from the left side. Like the air roll, the you know, air roll left right isn't even necessary. So you can do it on default controls with controller. But it's entirely a preference thing. You know, people just get into the habit of always half flipping in one direction, and they can't be bothered learning how to do the other one as well. even though it would probably only take them about 15 minutes in free play to get the muscle memory down. And then at that point, once it's muscle memory, you don't even have to think about it. You just let your hands do it for you. So I would definitely advise you to do that. All of you who are wanting to improve at Rocket League, it's not hard. I can do it. My mechanics are awful. I don't even like practice Rocket League mechanics. I've just always half flipped in both directions. I don't know why. Like as soon as I learned half flipping one way, I just learned the other way at the same time. I didn't learn one way specifically, so it's really easy. How many games do you play this scrim? 8. We're in game 7 here, CJ. Game 7. Renegades are definitely more unpredictable than NRG as well in these scrims, from what I've seen. And that unpredictability can sometimes get themselves in trouble. But I think more often than not, it is getting NRG in trouble. Hold on, who is on the cheat here? Let's see. So you've got Squishy. This time he is turning up the line. This is the exact kickoff I was talking about. So we've got Squishy turning up the line on the kickoff, and Garrett is just a little bit too close to really be reacting to anything that happens, so it makes it very risky. In fact, he doesn't even try. Garrett's out here. He's got better places to be, so he's going for this boost. Squishy initially turned up the line. Now he's like turning back. So this is not a good kickoff by NRG, because look at the back right corner. It's just wide open. And if this ball's going a touch faster, that's just wide open for CJ. It's just an open net. So it's a really bad kickoff there by NRG. They got lucky that the ball wasn't moving fast enough from the initial 50-50 to actually center for CJ to score the open net. But that's the kickoff I'm talking about. It's just not a good one. To combine the turn up the line with a close cheat. Who would I compare Fever to? Pro, NA, or EU? Fever plays quite a lot like Justin and Squishy does in this particular matchup, because he doesn't bum rush challenges that often. Definitely likes Kami and CJ to go in and mess everything up, like mess up the other team, and then he comes in to get the free ball. So whoopsie daisy, Garrett flipping before checking where he's going. Squishy's like, alright, I guess we're high-fiving. Are there any teams in North America yet apart from Renegades? I don't think so. I think Dignitas are going to be the next ones to go out, and they're going out on Sunday, I believe. You think Fever's like Seiko? I don't know if I would say Seiko. I'd say Fever is a bit more like a Squishy or a Justin. Probably a Justin kind of playstyle wise. I don't think anybody really plays like Seiko. He's very unique. Oh, Rise said they're going tomorrow. Team Queso are going tomorrow. That is really cool. So Queso and Dignitas are both going out really early. I wonder when Endpoint and BDS are going, and EG, the other EU teams. Because if they all go out early, they're going to be pretty well adjusted to the time zone. Where did I get these replays? I asked Renegades, or Yummy asked Renegades, and then I asked Yummy Cheese Man. Then, yeah, that's where we got them. Squishy going for the pinch. What are the techers on this one? What techers are we using? Is this how Squishy goes for back corner pinches, wall pinches? Is this his technique? It's like a corner of the car technique. Is that what he always does? Endpoint Sunday as well. So EU getting out there pretty early as well. Interesting, that's how he does it. The most consistent pinchers of the ball from that position that I've seen, they all air roll 90 degrees to the side and then they front flip into the ball. You know, the players that seem to be the most consistent and just able to do it every single time. Mostly 1v1 mains, because 1v1 is where you get the most practice of that. But there's some players who prefer to go sideways into it, some players who prefer to go diagonally. Oh, look at this from Justin, what a goal. That is an absolute screamer. Oh my goodness. Kami's just like, what? CJ like, wait, what? That is a banger. That's just one of those goals you have to watch from every POV, see what people saw. Whew. What goal. Yeah, he didn't have boost. That was a great touch. How could RNG have defended better there? I mean, are you really asking? That's the kind of play where once the shot's happening, there's nothing you can do. You need to stop it before the shot's happening. Got to close down the shot and try to have somebody like on the ball at all times so that shots aren't possible. There's nothing you can do there. Garrett's slotting. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be... Is it just going to be 3-1? Hold on. Oh, it's going to be 4-1. Hold on. I thought we were just going to see the last goal there, but we're going to see more. What a slot by Garrett G. Yeah, great stuff. So good placement and 2 shots in a row. But somebody asking, so how can Renegades defend this better? Well, it looks like they're probably boost starved. This is one of those positions where it looks like they must just be on low boost because they're not doing much. Fever pops it. Like he's on low boost. CJ's on 45. Kami's on 50 in net. It would probably have made sense for one of CJ and Kami to go back wall here, because it looks like CJ's covering the infield pass and Kami's covering the net, but the infield pass didn't look to be as threatening as the back wall in this position. Like the back wall looks a lot more dangerous from here. Like back wall is big scary, and infield pass not that scary because it's your third man. It's their third man on the infield. So yeah, probably back wall was a priority place to defend. And yeah, CJ just kind of drives away and doesn't do anything as well. Like after this touch here, he kind of just drives into no man's land, so he's not able to do anything at all. At this moment, he should try to position so that if Justin misses, he can do something with the ball. Unfortunately, he cannot. So yeah, just not covering the right options really. Yeah, it looks like, well, sorry, Fever, yeah, he got mind gamed kind of. This is Fever POV before we go to the next one. You mean you don't want Fever to touch this? I mean, I think touching it's fine. He just expected somebody to go. He thought you would be beating someone here, but Justin outplayed him by just waiting. So yeah, it wasn't wrong to touch it. He just didn't. He went maybe a bit too soon. The first touch was definitely a good idea. Second touch, he just didn't get the right touch on it. That's why it's gone wrong. Okay, last game. I'll go CJ POV again for this one, and I'll let it play. I've got to be right back for 1 second, guys, so I'll just let this play. I'll be right back. 1 moment. Hey guys, sorry about that. Just had to answer a phone call really quickly because yeah, I'm going away like well, as soon as this replay is done, essentially. So after this, after I'm finished watching this replay with you guys, I'm gonna raid Fear. He's doing a tournament this weekend. I think he's doing two. Isn't he doing the Europe and the North America one this weekend for this the 1v1 tournament he's running called the Swamp? He asked me if I would be able to collaborate with him on it. Look at CJ. Look at CJ with the mind games popping off. Yeah, he asked me if I would be able to co-stream some of the games with him and some others. Unfortunately, I'm not available. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give him a raid. And you guys shall check out the event. Looks like it's going to be a blast. It's already started. They're going to be doing Swift Stage rounds 3, 4, and 5 as soon as my stream is done here. So plenty to watch. Ooh! That was such a good try with the floor, with the team pinch. Floor pinch from CJ, now team pinch. So one other thing before I go is I want to give a shout out to ExpressVPN. They're sponsoring my channel for a month. I think we've had 3 weeks so far. This is the 3rd week, so we'll get 1 more week after this. Appreciate them for sponsoring the channel. Use the ! ExpressVPN command in chat or scroll down underneath the stream and give the box a click. You can get 3 free months with that link. And if you don't know what VPN is, you don't know what ExpressVPN is, amongst other things, it enables you to watch content that would otherwise be blocked in the country you're from. Anytime you've loaded up a video or tried to find a show on Netflix and it says that it's not available in your country, well, now it is. You can use ExpressVPN to make it available. They've got almost 100 countries that you can choose from. And it's super fast speed. Definitely recommend. Wait a minute, what's happening here? But yeah, massive shout out to them again. And if you want to support me, give that link a click, check out their stuff. Yeah, I don't know about this open net technique from Squishy. What do you guys think? He went for the big brain read, didn't quite work. NRG 4-3 up in games, by the way. This is the last game that these two teams played. And remember, one of the games, well, we've watched 3 wins for each team, but that's because one of the games was not saved. I can show you in a second that we're missing the second game based on the timestamps. Wow. We'll check Fever out. Look at him go. Big plays from Renegades. Big plays from Renegades in this game. Use a VPN to queue EU lobbies. Funnily enough, a lot of people do that. A lot of people use VPN to queue different servers in Rocket League. I know the South African players use VPN, the Middle East players use VPN to queue EU. Oh my. Well, CJ got an extra touch on this. That touch there, Squishy did not expect it to be that hard. And Kami's able to slot the open net. Are these scrims recent? Yeah, they were played 2 days ago. This is 2 days ago. Renegades NRG. Renegades are already in the US. They're in Detroit for a boot camp. But they're looking good. They're looking very good, actually. They're looking significantly improved compared to Fall Major. So that's the main takeaway from today. The 2 main takeaways from today is number 1. Regarding Renegades, they look like they've leveled up mechanically, and they're just playing a lot more consistently, and they're able to contest even a team like NRG. That's an open net miss, though. That's another open net miss. Oh no. They're notorious for this. Well, you know, they're doing a lot better in the midfield. They're doing a lot better with their touches, but they do still miss a ton of open nets somehow. Yeah, that's the main takeaway from Renegades. They're looking a lot more mechanical, a lot more consistent in the midfield. Still missing open nets, so that's good. And as for NRG, the I think clear weaknesses still remain, being that they pass up on a lot of, I think, good opportunities to go for demos and offense. and they also I don't think they challenge enough. I think they just rotate back too much. So it's kind of been a recurring theme, in my opinion, for North American Rocket League. So here's the replays. So we got one at 10 past 4, then the next one was at 25 past 4. So clearly there was a game played in between there that we don't have access to because we didn't get it. And that's the other one that NRG won. So it's 4-4 overall. Good games. Shout out to Renegades for sending these Xiaomi Cheese Man, who then sent them to me. And yeah, they're looking good. Looking good. That group's looking a lot more scary now that we can see the Renegades have improved, I think. Those are tough, not gonna lie. Yeah, those shots are tough. The open net half volleys, brutal, absolutely brutal. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to go because I'm going away for the weekend with some friends. Been planning to do this for ages, but I'm gonna raid Fear. He's doing a ones tournament right now. He's streaming TRK versus Moxie as we speak, which is a banger matchup. You're gonna want to check this out. He's doing this ones tournament all weekend, so be sure to give him a follow, and all the other streamers who are streaming the event. And Night Solstice, thanks for the 2-month Prime. Appreciate you for tuning in at the end here. Thanks for all the support in these streams, guys. I'll be back Monday for more show matches, and hopefully you enjoyed the weekend of ones with Fear and the gang who are co-streaming the event with them. Have a good one, guys, and I will catch you next week.